Time to make some soap. Get something smaller. It'd be fine. Just using a water discount, which is a thing. Totally. I won't dissolve the sodium hydroxide yet, so I can not have concentrated sodium hydroxide on the bench while I do other things. Okay, now I need to weigh out all my oils, although it is cold and they're all solid. So I'm going to melt those. Melted all the oils that needed melting, and now I'm just going to weigh them all out into a jug. 80 grams of olive oil. Alright, 65 grams of melted palm oil. I've got this palm oil from the local supplier who gets sustainably sourced palm oil, so I don't feel like I shouldn't be using it or anything like that. Ooh, oh dear! Ah! I ran out of coconut oil, but then it turned out we had coconut oil in the pantry for something. So it's not soap grade coconut oil, but I've used it before and it was fine. Everyone was like, don't do it! I don't notice any difference. Ooh, that's warm. And 65 grams of coconut oil. Now that's my soap base done. Because you could just make soap with that, but it would be like the most average cold process soap ever. I don't remember what the castor oil does actually, but I'm going to add 10 grams of it. Yeah. I also ran out of cocoa butter, but again, we had random cocoa butter that smells so good in the pantry. So I'm going to use that instead, 20 grams. And I previously made a cocoa butter soap and a macadamia oil soap, and they were both good. The cocoa butter one was a little bit better, but I want to see what happens when I do both. Insert El Dorado meme here. God, I love that movie. That's nice and melted now. It's at 65 degrees. Next, we will dissolve the lye. This is my extremely high-tech bench protector. Do you like it? Do you like my mug? So the lye is all dissolved now, and I'll just wait for that to come back down to some kind of reasonable temperature. Oh, it's actually not too bad. It's about 60 degrees, which is fine. And the oil is also at 55. Okay, they're cooling down nicely. It's probably because it's freezing cold in here. I have got sodium lactate and I will use that maybe just before I start the magic. So this one is going to have Australian bush flowers from Aussie Soap Supplies. It smells like I'm standing in my parents' house. Yeah, in their flower garden. I'm making this one specifically for my sibling. We thought that a peachy orange, pink, yellow, peach colour would be best, so I'm going to use these two. So we're going to go with a quarter teaspoon of each, maybe a slightly more pink. Unfortunately, I can't dissolve the two together to see whether it'll make a peachy colour, but if I used either one of those colours but doubled it, it would make a really nice, beautiful, bright, rich colour in the soap. So I'm hoping that the two together will make a nice peach colour, but we'll see. And now for the fragrance, I'm using 8.6 ml. which is about 7 grams, but I calculated out the density so it was a bit easier with my scales. Final thing to add, 5 grams of sodium lactate, because my sibling, they like a hard soap. As this fragrance is a floral, it does have a tendency to increase or speed up trace. So I'm gonna have to work fast. Ugh. My high-tech bench protector is bending. Alright, adding lye magic chemistry. Look at it though, it's so cool looking. Alright, I'm gonna go for a thin trace as soon as I can get it, so I have enough time to mix all of that in. Alright, no swirlies. Well, that's already kind of set up. Oh no. That's not what I wanted. Add in the pink. Maybe. But yeah, that looks pretty peach to me. Excellent. Maybe a dash too much pink, but that's okay. Add in the fragrance, and now it's going to set up like immediately. I can just feel it. Alright, I've got these little square molds, which I really like. Alright, we're going to just... See, I only stick blended that to thin trace. And it's gone like to almost completely solid. Oh dear, that's a bit full. Oh, it's a little bit, I hope that's okay. There's just a little bit that's, looks like there's some separation. That's a bit weird. It is a cold process fragrance. When it said may accelerate trace, I'm like, oh yeah, no worries, that'll be fine. Oh my goodness. You weren't kidding. May accelerate trace. It looks kind of grainy. I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, that's really grainy. Oh well, we'll see how it goes. This is why I have a book to write all of my things down. Love playing with not quite yet set soap. If you've never made soap before, this step is kind of like playing with a very thick yogurt. And now I'm going to get some towels, and because this room is very cold, I just want to help it along a bit. So I'm going to wrap it up in a towel to ensure that the reaction goes to completion. There's my little bundle of soap. We'll open that back up in a couple of days. It's been 2 days since we made the soap, and I put it on top of our little heater just to help it along with the gel phase, so it would make a nice hard soap. See if that worked. Not sure, but it was warm, so I guess that's a good thing. Okay. So they're a little bit grainy. There's a little bit of sodium carbonate on the top. Soda ash. That's okay though. It's just going to wash straight off. Okay, that didn't mix quite properly. But this was the last one that I kind of just smushed all in there. Nice and shiny and sharp though. Look at those corners. Except the top, it's a little bit ugly, but... Ah yeah, that's a lot nicer. It's very, very yellow. Definitely not a peach. The pink didn't really come through. And that may be because of two things. Either I didn't disperse it very well, or it just wasn't enough. And the yellow is a little stronger than the pink, so that could be it. Little flecks of pink. But that's okay. Definitely smells like flowers, but it's also kind of got like a citrusy, orangish note to it. I don't know, maybe that's just because it's yellow. It's not like a rose garden or anything. Reminds me more of a thyme when it's flowering than an actual flower. It's got that warm spring day feeling where the air is nice and hot. It's kind of starting to melt the sap of the trees a little bit, so you get that kind of dusty, hot day smell, as well as like all flowers that are kind of reaching the end. It's really nice though. Whilst they are soft, I will get the vegetable peeler out, bevel the edges. Cheese? Anyone? I'm just going to go test this bit. Pleasantly soft and nice lather, good bubbles, and I don't feel like my hands have been stripped of any excess of oil. Good sign. Relative success, I think, aside from it not being the colour I wanted, but that's okay. Colour is inconsequential. At least it worked. So I'll let those cure now for about 4 weeks. Thanks for watching. Hope that was fun to watch. Hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. Catch you later.